The scorching sun of Arrakis blazed relentlessly, casting long shadows over the vast desert landscape. The planet, known as Dune, was the epicenter of the universe due to its precious spice, melange, a substance that could extend life, enhance mental abilities, and make interstellar travel possible. But beneath the golden sands and the glittering surface of power lay a realm of fear, deceit, and tragedy. Paul Atreides, known as Muad'Dib, sat upon the imperial throne, a ruler both revered and feared. His prescient abilities granted him glimpses into the myriad futures, but the weight of foreknowledge was a heavy burden. The jihad he had unleashed in the name of his father's memory had swept across the universe, claiming billions of lives and establishing an empire under his control. Yet, despite his power, Paul was ensnared by the very future he sought to prevent. In the shadowy corners of his palace, conspiracies brewed. The remnants of the old regime, the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, the Spacing Guild, and the Tleilaxu had forged an unholy alliance, aiming to topple Paul from his throne. They viewed his reign with a mixture of fear and resentment, plotting to undermine his rule and reclaim their lost influence. Among the conspirators was Skittily, a face dancer of the Tleilaxu, whose ability to shape-shift made him a master of deception. He approached the conspiracy with a cold and calculated demeanor, his mind constantly weaving schemes within schemes. His target, Paul's beloved consort, Chani, whose death could be the key to breaking Paul's resolve. Paul's sister, Alia, who shared his prescient abilities, stood by his side, a formidable ally yet a constant reminder of the dangers of their shared powers. Alia, both a guardian and a potential threat, embodied the thin line between loyalty and ambition. Her presence was a double-edged sword, a protective force that could also cut deep into the heart of Paul's fragile reign. In the midst of this political turmoil, Paul faced a deeply personal crisis. Chani, his love and confidant, struggled with fertility issues, a heart-wrenching obstacle that threatened their dreams of a future together. The pressure to produce an heir weighed heavily on both of them, a cruel irony for a man who could see countless futures yet felt powerless in the face of this intimate struggle. As the conspirators' plots advanced, Paul's visions grew increasingly grim. He saw a future where Chani would die in childbirth, a future he was desperate to change. His prescience, once a source of strength, now became a haunting curse. Every decision he made seemed to edge him closer to the dreaded vision, ensnaring him in a web of fate from which he could not escape. Skittily's plan began to unfold with chilling precision. He manipulated the Bene Gesserit Reverend Mother, Gaius Helen Mohiam, and the Guild Navigator, Edric, to create an atmosphere of doubt and suspicion around Paul's rule. They spread rumors of Paul's failing health and questioned his ability to lead, sowing seeds of discord among his supporters. In a desperate bid to avert the future he feared, Paul made a fateful decision. He allowed the Tleilaxu to create a Gola, a resurrected version of his trusted friend Duncan Idaho, who had died defending him years earlier. The Gola, named Hate, was an eerie echo of the past, a man reborn with no memory of his former life, programmed to serve the Tleilax's dark agenda. As Hate struggled with his fragmented memories and newfound existence, he became a pawn in the intricate game of power. His presence stirred old wounds and unresolved emotions within Paul, complicating the already treacherous political landscape. The Gola's internal conflict mirrored the larger battle for control and destiny that raged around him. The conspirators, emboldened by the growing instability, launched their final assault. They poisoned Cheney, ensuring her death in childbirth as foretold in Paul's visions. Paul, stricken with grief and rage, unleashed his full prescient abilities, using the spice's power to navigate the endless possibilities of the future. In a moment of profound sacrifice, he blinded himself, severing his physical sight to gain deeper insight into the paths ahead. Blinded yet enlightened, Paul maneuvered his enemies into a trap. He exposed the conspiracy, revealing the treachery of the Tleilaxu, the Guild, and the Bene Gesserit. In a final, decisive act, he abdicated the throne, leaving the empire in the hands of Alia, his sister and successor. Paul walked into the desert, embracing the Freeman tradition of the blind wandering, a figure of myth and legend retreating into the sands. The shifting sands of Arrakis whispered the tale of Muad'Dib, a ruler who had risen to unimaginable heights only to be consumed by the very power he wielded. His legacy was a tapestry of glory and tragedy, a testament to the perilous dance between fate and free will. As the desert winds carried his story across the dunes, the universe was left to ponder the true cost of prescience and the haunting question: could Paul Atreides ever escape the future he had foreseen?